So today we are going to see the BluSmart and Gensol Engineering fraud case. In this case, SEBI has issued an interim order against the Gensol Engineering and also on the BluSmart and the promoters of these two companies. They are Anmol Singh Jaggi and Puneet Singh Jaggi. So we are directly going to introspect and verify what and all activities they have done and what are all the frauds they have done in the entire case. Okay. So if you can see their growth in 2017, they have a revenue of 61 crores, and in 2024 they have a revenue of 1152 crore, and right now for the 2025 they have a turnover of 1297 crores expected. So during the same time from 2017 to 2024, their profits have increased from 2 crores to 205 crores, are operating profits, and net profit has grown from 2 crores to 80 crores. So this is the screenshot they have copy pasted from the screener. You can see this. And then on the same time, the balance sheet, both the liability side in 2017, they have a loans of only 10 crores. And in 2025, they have loans of 2,200 crores. So borrowings has increased from 17 to 1,000 crores in the first half of financial year 2025. Almost at certain point in 2024, it has reached a turnover liabilities of 1,260 crores. So if you see in 2020, when they have started before listing, they have shareholders of 155, and now in 2025 they have increased this number of shareholders to 1,10,000 almost. And the promoter holding from 70% in 2020 to 35% in 2025. It's nothing but during the last 5 years they are consistently selling their shares. But if you can see, till December they are still holding the 70% of the shares. You can see here promoters are holding 66%, 62%. But within last 3 months they reduced their stake from 70 to 35%. So you can see in the latest shareholding pattern recently. So it is Right to Information Act. Under that, the promoters are three, which are Gensol Ventures Private Limited, and then the Jaggi, and then Anmol. These three people are the promoters. One is company formed by these two people, and remaining are two individuals. So you can see the public shareholding has increased to 65%, whereas the promoter shares have come down from 70% to 35%. So it's a very drastic change. And after this scam has fraud came out or the orders came out, the shares of the company at certain point has reached more than 1200 per share at a valuation of 4500 crores, and now it is valued at less than 100 rupees or maybe near 100, 110 rupees as on today, and its market value is only 450 crore. So how this has come up with this? So SEBI has received a complaints against irregular payments to the vendors. Okay, so vendors are nothing but loans given to the Gensol Engineering. Okay, so in Gensol Engineering you have two major parts. Their major activity was into building of uh, solar panels. Now, as an additional activity, when they started the BluSmart, which is a startup started by the same promoters Jaggi and Anmol, both have started lending money from the Gensol to BluSmart in a clever manner. Initially, they have taken all the loans in the name of Gensol, and then they started buying cars, which is almost 4,500 to 6,000 electric cars for the transport of people. They bought all those vehicles and they rented it out to the BluSmart. Since BluSmart is a small company and which does not have profits and it's a startup, they used their holding company, which is Gensol Engineering, and they raised all the loan funds from that company, which is a listed company, and it's easy to get loans for a listed company if they have sufficient profits. And they utilized the same money for the startup BluSmart. See, in this entire process, there is nothing wrong. When a company is in good shape and buying something and renting out to the some other company, which is a related party, which is nothing but BluSmart, but they have done certain irregularities. What are they? When they have taken loans, their majority of loans have come from Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, which is government agency, and then one more is from Power Finance Corporation. Both are related to electricity. These companies will provide loans to the companies which are producing electricity or which are trying to establish renewable energy. So Gensol Engineering primary business is into all these activities. But while raising loans, they have clearly raised loans for the purchase of the BluSmart vehicles, which are electric vehicles, electric cars for their fleet to take the transportation of the people. There is nothing wrong happened, and they have raised loans legally and very much clean. Whereas what happened wrong was, so both these people are continuously telling the rating agencies, which is CARE or CIBIL, they were continuously telling them that we are paying our loans on time without any default. Whereas in reality, they were continuously defaulting on multiple occasions from December onwards. So when CARE has asked to send all the details, they have sent saying that they have given a intimation or notice saying that we have followed all the loans, and as per the Companies Act, if you have made any default in the last 3 months, you should report it to the SEBI. They didn't do it. So when the question was raised to SEBI, SEBI have asked the Gensol Engineering and BluSmart to submit all their loan account statements. So Gensol has submitted all the loans which they didn't do default, and on the other side, wherever there is a default, in case of IREDA and PFC, Power Finance Corporation, in both the cases they have submitted a letter saying that uh, there is no default on the part of the Gensol Engineering while repaying the loans to these two companies. In fact, they should have submitted the repayment loan statements. And later on, SEBI has realized that SEBI has directly called for the detailed information from IREDA and PFC. And when they received the statements from the IREDA and PFC, there are multiple occasions you can see in the 31st January 2025, 31st January 2025, and then in February again, they have done multiple defaults in repaying of the loans. So, which they got it from the lenders itself, but not from the company. So, here, when they, Gensol Engineering for the first time have done the duplication of data and forgery of the details of PFC and IREDA, which is wrong on the part of the Gensol. Then, these companies SEBI has detailed analyzed the all the bank statements of the Gensol Engineering and all its related companies, which I'll show you in shortly. So here they have raised total term loan of 663 crores, and another 250 crores the Gensol Engineering has to pay extra. So total accounting to 977 crores. They should have utilized this money for purchasing 6,400 electric vehicles as per the Gensol submitted all its uh, letters to the SEBI. Basically, these people are procuring all these EVs to lease out or to give on rental basis to BluSmart, which is these people's startup. So in reality, what happened? They should have bought 6,400 electric vehicles, but they only bought 4,704 vehicles from the Go Auto Private Limited. Remember this name. This name will keep on coming in every letter or every sentence whenever these people are committing the fraud. So here they are saying they have raised a loans of 663 crore and they have to from the company side. So whenever how these loans will work, when you are presenting your project to the bank, they will say you fund 20% of the project and bank will fund the 80%. Certain cases it is 30% and 70%. It depends on the bank policy. So in this particular case, IREDA and PFC has funded the Gensol Engineering for 664 crores and uh, Gensol Engineering has to give 20% contribution, which is 262 crores, total amounting to 830 crores. They should have spent for purchase of 6,400 crores of electric vehicles. So almost 6,400 electrical vehicles they should have bought. But in reality, after verification, they have realized they bought only total vehicles worth of 567 crores, around 4,700 vehicles. So they have not spent 262 crores on the purpose for which they have raised the loans. This is one mistake they have found. So let us see how these people have not utilized this 262 crores on the vehicles or the project on which they have raised the loans. So in the entire transaction, how the transaction will be placed is, remember these are all the parties which are related parties of the Gensol Engineering and BluSmart Technologies. So, Cabridge Ventures LLP, Matrix Gas and Renewables, Paramcare Private Limited, Velray Solar Industries Private Limited, Presinto Technologies Private Limited, Gensol Consultant Private Limited, Go Solar Ventures Private Limited, Go Solar, Gensol Ventures Private Limited, Gensol EV Lease Private Limited. So, all these companies are related parties of the Gensol. And the same thing they have disclosed in the company's related party transactions also. But except Velray Solar Industries Private Limited details, they have not disclosed in their balance sheet. So here they have clearly said under multiple occasions they have raised the loans from IREDA and PFC. Each time when they have raised the loan, the project value is X amount. Out of that X amount, 80% of the loan will be funded by the banking partner and 20% of the loan will be provided by project amount will be given from the company side and the total amount will be deposited into a trust account in a bank and then the total funds directly credited to the purchaser from whom these people are going to buy the vehicles. So in every instance, these people have purchased the vehicle from the Go Auto Limited, Private Limited, which is a company established for the purchase and maintenance of the vehicles. So when you want to buy a vehicle, instead of going directly to Tata Motors, you can go to Go Auto Private Limited. In bulk sale, they will sell all the vehicles to you directly. You don't have to go behind the people and get where when the orders will be ready, cars will be ready, delivery of the vehicle. It's all cumbersome job, right? So Go Auto will provide all these services. This is where Go Auto also played a very key role in misplacing all the funds raised for the purchase of the cars. So you can see that initially they have transferred certain amount to the Go Auto Limited. So on October 3rd, 2022, 93 crores was transferred from the trust account to the Go Auto account. And then immediately from Go Auto on the same day transferred 50 crores to Cabbridge, which is a related party of the Genso. Okay. And again, Cabbridge out of that 50 crores transferred the 42.95 crores to the DLF Limited, which is a listed construction company for the purchase of the camellias. It's a project which is a big project having villa apartments, and these people have purchased the one villa from these apartments. So for this booking, before transferring on October 6th, 1 week before September 29, 2022, 5 crores was paid to DLF by the Jasminder Kaur as advance, which is again related part, a relative of the promoters both. Okay. And on 6th of October, they have transferred the balance 43 crores. So initially the allotment of flat was done for the Jasminder Kaur, and then later it was substituted in the name of the Cab Bridge. Cab Bridge is the owned by the both the promoters of Gensol. And one more noted point is whatever advance they have paid from the relative has been returned to the same person, which is Jasminder Kaur. Okay. So you will understand all the relationships of these people in that below chart. So here you can see there is a loan account in that 93 crores was deposited by the IRDA 80% and balance 20% from the promoter. From that 50 crores was transferred to Go. 93 crores was total amount transferred to Go Auto Private Limited for purchase of the vehicles. Go Auto Limited has paid 50 crores to Cabridge Ventures Limited, and then Cabridge Ventures Limited paid back to 43 crores to DLF Limited. In the same manner, they have multiple times have transferred the money from one company to the other company, and they rotated this money multiple times uh, to increase their revenue. In one way we can say that. So example, if I am giving money to X person and I am only taking to back to my own account, then it will be considered as a repayment of loan. But I am paying money to X, and X is paying to Y, and Y is paying to Z. From Z again I am collecting the money. So in this scenario, what will happen when I am purchasing something from X? For me it's a expense. The X will get a revenue, and then Y will get revenue, and Z will get revenue, and in return again I'm getting revenue. So in this entire process I'm able to increase my turnover. Why increase of turnover is very important is because when your growth rate in sales is higher, then your growth rate in your bottom line, that is nothing but your profits also will be higher. And also in return, if it's a listed company, the growth of the share price will be very high. For that, best example is if you see the recent Tata Group hit, which is what do you call that? Trent. Trent is a company which is year on year projecting actual growth in sales is more than 35%. Its share value has shot up from 3,000 to 8 9,000 recent run up. And then the moment when the growth rate has come down from 35 to 25 or maybe less, immediately the price of the shares has started coming down, and now it is trading at almost 5,000 in the range, right? So to increase the revenue, they have used the same money, the loan amount, and they multiplied the same amount transactions from one bank, from one company bank account to other bank company account, and they continuously rotated that money twice or thrice. In this process, they also took away 50 crores money and paid to the DLF for purchase of the flat in an apartment. So this has been done on the multiple occasions. Every time when there is an amount raised for the purchase of the vehicles, they purchase that vehicle from the Go Auto. They'll transfer the amount to Go Auto. Go Auto, instead of delivering all the vehicles, they'll transfer majority amount. Whatever the promoters wanted, the same amount will be transferred back to the relative companies of the or related parties of the Gensol Engineering. By this way, Gensol Engineering has took away much of the proceeds, maybe 200 250 crores of money from Gensol Engineering to their personal profits. And these people have done one more mistake where these people have transferred. Valray is a related party of Gensol, and this company has transferred 50 lakhs to stockbroker Sharekhan Limited, and this money has been utilized for the purpose of artificial inflation of the share price, or artificial pumping of share price of Gensol Engineering. The reason all these loans was raised by pledging the shares of Gensol Engineering. So the promoters have estimated that, are expecting that if the share price of the Gensol is higher, they can able to raise much higher loans so that they can use that money for the company and their personal purposes. So in reality, if you see general in the one more transactions, again loan has been raised for 5462 crores and the same amount has been transferred to the Go Auto Private Limited. Out of that, 40 crores has been transferred to the Velray Solar Industries Private Limited. From that, 5 crores 60 has been given to Matrix Gas and Renewables Energy. Then 29 crores again transferred back to the listed company which is Gensol Engineering. Then 3.9 crore Precinto Technologies Private Limited. Then Sharekhan account they have transferred 50 lakhs. So in one more instance, in total, if you see, again one more time, 134 crores transferred to Go Auto. From there, Go Auto to Gensol Consultant Private Limited, they transferred 46 crores. Go Auto to Cabbridge Ventures Limited, 50 crores. And then Cabbridge Ventures to Gensol Ventures Private Limited, they transferred 40 crores. In one more instance, these people have transferred 50 crores to the Sharekhan account. See here, total they have transferred Sharekhan account 40 crores. And from there, they started buying and selling of shares of the Gensol Engineering listed company. So you can see in this picture that Velray has transferred money to the Sharekhan account limited, which is a share broker. If you want to open account, you can open with them. You can transfer whatever amount you want and you can purchase and sell shares. So in this particular account, the major transactions happen. If you can see, Reliance Infrastructure, they only bought small amounts. And then if you see the Gensol Engineering Limited, they have purchased almost 160 crores of worth shares and they sold all these shares for 178 crores and they made a profit of more than 18 crores on this transaction. In this entire process, they were able to inflate the share price of the Gensol Engineering artificially so that these people can raise the loans for a much higher amount from the bankers like PFC and IREDA. So in this way, they have multiple occasions. Either they have utilized the loans for their personal properties or they have utilized that loans for the artificial increment of the share price and the money has been not utilized for the purpose of the for the purpose for which it was raised. And also these people have one more company which is having production of the Gensol Electric Vehicle Private Limited, which has a plant in the uh, somewhere in the Pune. Okay, so in Pune factory, in fact, in one of the Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025, they have claimed and they sent an MOU. Sorry, they sent a notice to all the people and public and media saying that they got a pre-orders for manufacturing of 30,000 electric vehicles, which they are going to launch in the future. But in reality they are not the actual contracts, which is only memorandum of understanding or expression of willingness with the vehicle partner. So when you know that, see, generally you'll go to a shop and you'll see whatever you want. Suppose you are buying a shoes, you'll see the shoes and if you like it you'll say, okay, I'm going to buy this. But it is not sure that definitely you're going to buy that shoe unless until you pay the advance money. So in this case they have not received any of the advances also, and in reality their factory does not have any actual manufacturing activity. This has been come out in SEBI's direct inspection to the manufacturing plant in Pune, and in fact there are only 2-3 laborers working there, and their actual current bill in last 12 months is only 1,57,000. If it is in Bangalore, an average person pays, a rich guy will pay electricity bill for his home itself is more than 5-6 lakhs if it's a central AC. So you can clearly see that there is no manufacturing activity which is happening or no research. They just bought one place and they are naming it as their factory and they have taken for rent and there is no activity happening. So there is one more place where Gensol and Reflex Green Mobility were pleased to announce a strategic tie-up for the transfer of 3,000 electric four-wheelers to Gensol's against the existing loan facility amounting of 315 crores. However, recently in March 28, the proposed takeover by Reflex was withdrawn. Okay, so once this entire activity, the entire situation of Gensol has happened somewhere in the September of last year. So from then, everything is happening negative to this Gensol Engineering. So here you can see promoters of Gensol Engineering shareholding in the company has come down to 35%, whereas previously it was at 70%. Okay, and you can see that promoters have created a pledges for 75 lakh shares, which is almost 50-60% of their shareholding in the company. So in this entire activity, recently this company has tried to issue rights issue to the existing shareholders, and SEBI has clearly given orders not to raise the initial capital from the market, and they stopped it. So this is how these people, and one more activity is that Gensol recently announced stock split of the shares in the ratio of 1 is to 10. Again, if the shares are right now, they have increased up to more than 1000 or 1200 rupees. And if they reduce it to split it to 1 is to 10, it will become 100 rupees. When the stock price is very less, the retail investors will flock to that stock and will try to buy, so that they expect it to grow in the future. But in reality, what's happening is many of the retail investors have recently, in last 1 year, have bought this stock, and they are today unable to sell it even for pennies. So when they have bought, it was bought for 1,800, 900, 1,200 also at its peak valuation. And today it's no trading is happening in the company, almost in BSE and NSE, and the current price of the stock is only 113 rupees or 100 rupees, and still we are not sure till to what extent it will reach, and at what price it is going to stop this deceleration or going down. So you should be careful when you are buying any new startup companies. As a retailer, you should always be aware that there is always risk of downside at a huge loss, and you should be ready to take it if you are willing to buy startup companies. This is how Gensol has created a fraud, and they have they are the reason for the loss of thousands of crores to the retail investor. If you see the shareholding pattern of this company has almost 30% of shareholding by the public, like retail investors which have invested very small amounts. But in reality, there is no FIA and DA shares in the entire company. That's a negative thing where people have not seen this. See, promoters are holding 62% and public is holding 35%. Even if, let us assume that the shares of the company is valued at a highest point of time is 4,500 crores. Out of that, 30% is almost, you can say that 1,500 crores worth of stocks has been bought by the public, and which are all small shareholders. And now that 1,500 crores is worth only to 150 or 100 crores. And you see how much wealth of the public has been destroyed in this company. This is one of the biggest frauds by the corporate industry, by lack of corporate governance and integrity by the stakeholders or the promoters of the company after Satyam scam. This is how Gensol has did this fraud and was the responsible for the loss of 1,500 crore wealth of the public shareholding, which is a very big mistake done by these promoters. Thank you for now. We'll meet again in the next class.